All right, man, we are live, broadcasting live from Neighborhood Grocery, man.
Yes.
Ain't a blessing.
It's crazy. It's a blessing. It's crazy, man. It's surreal. Definitely
Um,
surreal.
well, today, this is actually the very first episode of a show I've been behind the scenes working on and thinking of how I wanted to do it, called Another Conversation Piece.
Hmm.
Because conversations is pretty much what we have. It's a little play on words. Another conversation piece. Had a convo and leave it at that.
Right.
But I'm here with a good friend of mine. I'm gonna let him introduce himself.
Raphael, Wright, East Sider, um, all around good guy, urban farmer, and future grocer, uh, and was to be neighborhood grocery in a few days.
Man, I don't know if we can call you future grocer because I mean we are inside of it.
Yeah, and I technically, you know what I'm saying, have been open too. So this is just the opening of the brick and mortar element of the store. But we was already open, you know what I'm saying, sometime last year, like around this time. You know what I'm saying? We were doing stuff already. So I technically have been open if I wanted to be technical, but at the end of the day, man, the door is opening in the physical space. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it ain't future, it's, now.
Future is now. Now, our relationship goes back to like 2017 ish. I saw before I even knew you. I just saw a post on Twitter about a young man trying to open up a grocery store in the middle of the city of Detroit. And I talked to my partner Dame from Shop Talk. I'm like, yo, we should probably reach out, see if we can get him on the pod. And we reached out, communicated, and we brought you back on. We brought you on 2017.
Yeah.
Now it is 6 years later,
Yep.
and now we're physically inside of a brick and mortar store.
Yep.
How far before 2017 did you actually have the idea to start neighborhood grocery?
Not that much time prior to, you know what I'm saying? I was um, building like this cooperative group with, you know what I'm saying, some people that I had met online, friends, family. I wanted to do a cooperative economic business where, we crowdfunded, pulled our money together,
Yeah.
and started tackling what we were penning as economic development, you know what I'm saying? So we were putting money together with the intentions on like buying the space. We didn't have a plan, it's gonna be a flower shop or this and the third. We just wanted to buy a building. And we started looking at different neighborhoods, started on the west side, and everything that really just kind of stuck his head out to me was something related to food. I didn't have grocery yet, but this is around like late 2015 going
Yeah.
into 2016. As the time progressed throughout the year, you know what I'm saying, grocery just kind of started to pop up more and more. I started doing some homework on what development looked like. You know what I'm saying? If you want a neighborhood to grow and be vibrant and solvent, you need grocery stores. Right before I officially went forward with the just a push to get help from the general community, that cooperative group, it disbanded. You know what I'm saying? Everybody had just went their separate ways, and I had just got the first like Motor City Match award that I received.
Okay.
So when I got the award, I'm like, let's use this award and push something. I think we had settled on like a juice bar or something. But once I got that first day of being in the Motor City Match program, I changed it and said, I want to open up a grocery store. And from there it was on, and that was 2016. So it wasn't that much time had lapsed. That it goes to show, like, I didn't know what the hell I was doing. You know what I'm saying? I didn't know what was to come of this.
So when you did the Motor City Match, they give you X amount of dollars in your brain. How soon did you think you was gonna have a spot and it's gonna be wide open?
6 months, 7 months, you know what I'm saying? I thought it was about to be on, you know what I mean? I didn't know that, again, I didn't know all of the work that was needed to be done, the research that was needed to be done, the due diligence, and, my readiness as a person, whether it was credit worthiness with, lenders, investors, distributors, experience. I had never worked in no grocery store. I didn't know nothing about that type of retail. And you gotta have all of that for this to matter, you know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? And I just thought, shit, once I got the money, I got a lease or a deed, 6 months later, I was gonna be on, man. 6 years later, it took a very, very long time, and I'm appreciative of it, you know what I mean? Because I'm so much more prepared than I would have been closed. If I would have really got my way
Yeah.
6 years ago, I would have been closed. We'd be having a whole nother conversation.
So during that process to try to open up the grocery store, some offline and some online, you've expressed some of the challenges, that you went through. We sat down a couple of years ago, and I wouldn't even have begun to thought about all the different challenges you went through. How do you think this experience has changed you, just like as a person? Like, are you the same person that started this journey?
Oh nah, definitely not the same person. My philosophies have changed. You know what I'm saying? I went into this one way, a little bit more open, a little bit more. I want to use the word friendly, but a little bit more friendly. You know what I'm saying?
Naive, maybe?
Definitely was naive. You know what I'm saying? I done got my feelings hurt a bunch of times. I done, broken promises, stuff that's not going the way that I thought it was gonna go. You absolutely changed. I would say my heart is still in the right place. I'm still a good person. A little bit more guarded, you know what I'm saying? But definitely just more strategic, if nothing else. Like, still open to work with people, still on that partnership type tip. But to say at the same degree, I definitely would, say that has changed. And just, the way that I engage with the community is not the same either. You know what I'm saying? That's really where most of the pain and pressure came. You know what I mean? So to say that I'm the same, oh yeah, man, I want everybody in my space and all that. Nah, man, I done dealt with some weird situations. You know what I mean? Again, on the business end, it just has not really been what I thought it was gonna be in so many examples of situations. So, I got a family to provide for. I want to be here. A lot of that weird stuff I can't really deal with.
I
So.
assume that at some point you probably thought, when I'm about to start this, I know people are going to be coming out the woodworks, trying to offer help, support, services, or what have you. Um, how much of that has been reality?
109% for sure. It has everybody come out of the woodwork. They want to help. They want to, be a part of what they would deem as history, and I agree too. Not much of it has been useful, but a lot of it has been. You know what I'm saying? A lot of help has come, and I'm appreciative of that help. It has really helped push stuff forward. But a lot of it was, some waste of time and, or opportunity presented that I necessarily didn't have to provide. Like I can't give you an opportunity because I need one myself. So it's a good and a bad with it. It's challenges, but also some progress came too. So
That's dope.
appreciate
That's
it.
dope. Now, talk about how much this process has kind of changed you as a person. Prior to this, I did not know you as Fairo the farmer. And you've done different businesses, the Taste of Diaspora.
Yeah.
How did that come about, and how has that influenced what the grocery store is going to be?
Cause food is so multifaceted, you know what I'm saying? Like getting into just grocery and thinking that this is gonna solve everything, you know what I mean? I still have a social agenda along with business. So, getting into these other businesses and areas, I know that it's beneficial. It give me something else to learn, you know what I'm saying? A new challenge. But it's all painting the bigger picture, you know what I'm saying? Of just making the communities better, helping, rebuild everything that I want in my mind. So, the gardening it's a rites of passage, man. If you're gonna deal with food of any sort in Detroit, you know what I'm saying, we the granddaddies of it, you know what I'm saying, when it comes to urban agriculture, you know what I'm saying, we do it, you know what I'm saying, to a highest degree. So, yeah, man, it's almost a rites of passage. The pandemic literally influenced my commercial push, because I was growing at the crib, you know what I'm saying, years prior to, but it was nothing of this magnitude, the level that I'm at now, if it wasn't for the pandemic. Once the pandemic came, it was over, you know what I'm saying? Like, I have a need that I can feel, not just for myself, but for my family. So once that came, it was opportunity, you know what I'm saying, to jump into, and I love it, you know what I'm saying. I wouldn't know where I would be. I don't know where I would be without gardening. So, you know what I'm saying, I'm gonna be farmer farmer pump forever.
Now you took me to the garden. I walked in. Like I don't know that this should be amazing, but it's kind of like we've been growing food we should have been growing food since the beginning of time, but we've gotten away from that, growing our own food. Do you kind of want others like to pick up the mantle and you lay a blueprint and folks to continue and follow?
Absolutely, man. No, especially the younger generations, man. So much trouble that came in our communities because we wasn't playing outside. You know what I'm saying? Once we uh, got away from, agriculture and all of that stuff, man, we became healthier. You know what I'm saying? All type of havoc has been wreaked in the community, man. I need these younger folks to really start growing food. You know what I'm saying? The therapy that comes from it, the many illusions and moral teachings that come out of just playing in the dirt. You know what I mean? We'll be a better community. So I need more folks doing it. Some of the older folks, like everybody need to do it at some degree, even if it's just a pot with dirt in it, you want to grow something, just do it. You know what I mean? I'm doing it on a more extreme level, but just do something, man, it will change it.
Now, it's been some years since we started this project. I remember coming in here when these windows weren't here. It was just basically a shell. Like, how do you feel? I mean, if you can even sum this into words, like, how do you feel seeing your baby grow from nothing to physically standing in there with stock shelves and vendors and?
If I could sum it up, man, I'm happy, nervous, you know what I'm saying, unhappy at times, just the progress. It comes with like delays and all this stuff. So I'm grateful for where we are, but wish we could have got it done sooner. Wish that I didn't have to deal with a lot of the issues that I had to deal with. There's a ball of emotions that come, you know what I'm saying? But nonetheless, I'm grateful that we are finally at this space and at this stage. It's so real. It's been real for a minute. It's been real for a while, but looking at it in this current space, it don't get no realer than this.
Yeah.
So to feel like something can get in the way of this and all of that, I have none of that in my mind. Like this finna go crazy. You know what I'm saying? And I'm excited, like I said, nervous, but I'm focused. You know what I'm saying, to make sure that this is a success.
So like last couple of years, you've literally been a project manager. Whether that's what you thought you were doing or not, you've been literally took this from infancy into opening the community gardens. Now, are you ready for the transition into project management, into people management?
I'm glad you were saying that, and that's what I was gonna lead into in responding to that. Like, that's the real challenge now. Good dope sell itself. As long as you have what people want on themselves, people are gonna come and attempt to give you money.
Yes.
And that's where you gonna mess up if you don't gracefully take it. You know what I'm saying? If you are not good with your community service, not alone customer service in this type of business, we won't last. So I'm more ready than I could be, you know what I'm saying, given, my anxiety at times and awkwardness, maybe like it could be a whole lot worse.
Yeah.
But, I've been in training for these past few years. I done been in, some places where I just didn't want to be there, but I got forced to go, whether it's from, my team forcing me to go or me forcing myself. And I'm like, this ain't that bad. I can deal with people. You know what I mean? So this is gonna be the biggest challenge of my life, dealing with customers of this type of volume all day.
And social media.
Yeah.
I love how you've been transparent throughout this whole process, letting people know, hey, we got this in, look at the progress or whatnot. So it's not like I said I was going to do something, but I did it.
Mm-hmm.
And I give you a lot of credit, and I've said it in different platforms, but I just respect somebody who says they're going to do something and then make sure it gets done, and go about the painstaking process to make sure it gets done. And sometimes that's the stuff that people don't see.
Yeah, and not only that, it's so much, when we talk about dealing with people, that's one of the first dividends that pays you back, is that you kept your word in this process. So I feel like I'm going to get grace and I'm going to get the opportunity to make mistakes at this stage because of how transparent I was when I was making mistakes at this stage. So that next level is gonna pay me in ways that you just don't realize when, you know, I could have gave up or I could have not been so transparent. You know what I mean? Like, nah, man, let people know the ins and outs of this situation. This is school.
Transparency is king. We've seen,
Yeah.
and there's a prominent figure who's trying to open a school,
Mm-hmm.
right? And like, and probably in his head, 2 years from now, we're gonna have this open,
Mm-hmm.
and clearly there's been challenges there. So I know just seeing and watching that probably got to weigh on you.
Yeah.
Like,
And we all started like, you know, that person and so many others. We started the same way around the same time. You know what I mean? And it's the difference between letting everybody know what's going on or not that's gonna keep it going because you need people's support
Yeah.
to finish these projects. And if you don't want to just be open and, you know, we ain't perfect. You know what I'm saying? I know how social media presented us at times, you know what I'm saying, or how we kind of set ourselves up to where, you know, I don't post a picture, that's my haircut type stuff. Is like, nah, man, you got to show the actual process.
Yeah.
Show when you ain't looking your best. Show when you ain't feeling your best. You know, let them know when you need a break. You know what I mean? When you don't present all of that, we don't know how human you are or how real this process is. It just looked like a robotic situation. In reality, we are people
Man.
looking to do something great. Many times we don't know what the hell we doing because that individual don't know no more about that than I know about this. You know what I'm saying? So we gotta show the real in this or it's not gonna work.
And that's important that you said we are people. I heard a conversation about, you hear this saying, it's not business, it's not personal, it's just business.
Yeah.
And somebody was saying, nah, that's a load of crap because businesses are ran by people.
Yeah.
And when a business does something shady, that's because a person decided to do something shady. And when a business is struggling, that also means that there could be a person struggling.
Yeah.
We have ups and downs, we make mistakes, but being clear and transparent is always important. Now, to kind of jumpstart neighborhood grocery, you did a little bit of a different process, not necessarily like crowdfunding, but like people were buying into ownership of the grocery. Can you explain how that process was and why you thought that was important?
That's still going on too. And it did start as a donation crowd fund. So I went that route simply because I could not afford to open a grocery store out of my pocket. This is a very expensive venture to start, even more expensive to run and maintain. And that's one of the reasons why you don't see many grocery stores just popping up. And, no, it don't matter the community. Grocery stores don't just open like that because it costs so much money to open them and it costs a lot of money to keep them running. So even if I was more well off, I don't have the money that this took, and this is a smaller store. I didn't have it in my pocket to do it, you know what I'm saying? Nor did I have the ability to go get it off my reputation and name because I didn't have good credit and stuff at the time. Over the years, I've built that, you know what I'm saying? But the crowdfunding thing has started to emerge as more and more of a requirement for businesses, you know what I'm saying? And I knew what I had in front of me. I know I got a good story. I know that I got a good mission, and I know my heart is in it. So, let me ask the streets to see what they do. You know what I mean? Put it out there, and it was over. I remember the year that I started that GoFundMe campaign, it was the most shared GoFundMe campaign of that year. That was 2017. So, you know what I'm saying? I got lucky, for sure. But it came with me doing a lot of work, too. I transitioned into an investment crowdfund for specifically the city and the neighbors that's around these stores that I want to build in this whatever neighborhood. Like I want them to feel like this is their store, not just as a customer, but as an actual like investor. So that's gonna be forever. You know what I'm saying? We gonna always equity crowdfund and always equity crowdfund locally. We want to make sure that people can buy into these spaces, share some of the profits, share some of the say. And then there's benefits and dividends that will pay you as a person running it that you don't even realize. Like, I just don't think that, theft and the stuff that other business experience, I think that I have a little bit of an edge where I think the neighbors ain't gonna allow it. Like, no, y'all not about
If
to
I
tear it.
own a portion of
Yeah.
this store, I'm not going to allow my child to go in here
Yeah.
and damage it or steal from
Yeah.
it or try to return something that like just
Yeah.
not do good.
Yeah, it's not gonna fly that way. Not to say we gonna stop everything. No, we still got, again, some other work to do. You know what I mean? It's gonna take some conversation in the community and all that other stuff. This ain't solving everything, but it's a real good start. And people gonna come out, support because they are a part of it, more so than, oh yeah, somebody opening something and I'm gonna support you, never see them again. You have a tie into this to really say, no, I want to make sure that this survives because, this is representing us, mainly me as an investor. And then they give you some motivation and inspiration to go out and do something similar. You know what I'm saying? It's land all over this place. It's buildings everywhere. It's a lot of stuff that we need. We need food. We also need education. We also need medicine. We also need fun stuff. You know what I'm saying? We need barbershops and art galleries and all of that. Like, this is just a start of it, you know what I'm saying? So that buy-in, it really just, it pays in ways that we don't realize. And I think that that's really gonna be my way forever, you know what I'm saying? Like, I can go get a loan at this point in life, but nah, man, I want the streets to help me. But
This place is needed. And what I mean by that is on the way over here, had a couple minutes to burn and I hadn't eaten all day and I don't even know if I even drunk some water this morning. I'm just running on life right now. Right. I'm like, you know what? Let me stop. I got a taste for a Hi-C orange. Let me go to McDonald's and grab me a Hi-C orange and some fries while I'm about to come talk to a man that's really healthy. Let me go get some
healthier, because
healthier,
you know
right?
what I'm saying?
So I'm like, you know what? Pop in the GPS. Let me pull up, and the McDonald's is closed. I've never seen the McDonald's closed before, by the way. I've literally never seen the McDonald's that was open that's not open anymore.
Closed suddenly, too.
Then there was a Burger King across the street, and that is closed.
Yep.
And as I'm driving around, I'm like, yo, there isn't anything I can just stop in and grab something. Mm-hmm. Now, there's a gas station that I can go into, but I don't really want gas station right now.
Right.
I'm like, man, there isn't anything in this specific neighborhood that you can go to and grab for like some sustenance.
Yeah.
And now we pull up here and right behind me we got a soup in the bag. Mm-hmm. You know, add your ingredients.
Yeah.
I know if I'm not mistaken, you said you're building a kitchen, so you'll be able to have like hot food.
Yeah.
Like it's a need because there isn't anything right now in the neighborhood.
Yeah. And people don't understand how important that is for you to live. Like, it makes no sense to live somewhere that you don't have stuff close to you. You know what I'm saying? If you got to drive 5, 6, 7 miles outside of your own neighborhood to get something of substance, what sense do that make? You know what I'm saying? Like, fast food and all of that ain't bad when you're doing it in moderation. And right. I don't encourage people to just cut it off. It's fun, man, especially children, man. It's a good experience to have. Why do I live over here if I can't even go to these different places? It says a lot about your neighborhood and community when businesses either don't want to come in there or they leave. You know what I'm saying? Like, we got to change some stuff, you know what I'm saying? So this being a need, what other needs can be fulfilled once this one is successful? You know what I'm saying? Those fast food places or those businesses that create jobs, you know what I'm saying, bring revenue into the community. And because at McDonald's, for example, man, they donated a lot to a lot of organizations and stuff in that surrounding area. Well, we lost them. You know what I'm saying? That money is gone now. That support ain't no longer there. But, you know, the jobs that can get created, the other neighborhood support that comes from these type of businesses, it come in neighborhoods that show that there is worth it. And I don't want to say none of these neighborhoods are not, but opening up a business like this will definitely say, we ain't got no excuses now, man. We worth it. We deserve blah, blah, blah. You know what I'm saying? And that blah, blah, blah is going to come. So it's a need in other ways other than just, you know, getting some food. Like, we really are going to anchor the neighborhood and bring all of the stuff that, or possibly bring all of the stuff that a neighborhood need for it to really be a neighborhood.
Man, you know, there is a kid who mother, father, or uncle invest in equity inside of neighborhood grocery, who's probably going to work here as their first job.
Mm-hmm.
like like
Yep.
in this particular neighborhood.
Yep.
So I grew up in an area where my mom or my father or my grandmother put equity into a local grocery store, and then I got my first job at that local grocery store. And you're gonna be old man Fairo at the time, you know what I'm saying? But they like, yo, this guy started. This was my first piece of investment. Now I have 20 different investment properties or
Yep.
different portfolios, but it all started right here in neighborhood grocery.
Yep. And I'm not just paying with money. You know what I'm saying? They have a mentor, maybe an uncle figure that they never had before, maybe a father figure they never had before. But people gonna be learning. And again, man, when it's close to your crib, man, you can just walk up here, make you a few dollars, and walk home. Like it's just gonna change the complexion of what these neighborhoods have been known to be. You know what I'm saying? Like everything is gonna change, man, once we come in here, do right, and again, that's where our challenge is gonna be, is making sure that we are good by people and not just the products and stuff that we serve in here, making sure that we are real good neighbors. The coin, the frame, the name neighborhood grocery, you know what I'm saying? It's gonna be so many kids, and I think I'm gonna die a happy man with those type of stories. I mean, that was my first job was there, you know what I'm saying? And I blah,
Was
blah,
your
blah.
first job in your neighborhood?
My first job actually was a church. Yep, it was a church down the street from me. Not the same business
Yeah,
setup, but
yeah.
the same, man, right down the street, you know what I'm saying? Around people that you trusted, people that you felt had your best interest, you made some money, but it was something that I will never forget because of the lessons and stuff that came. The money, you gonna spend that. You make it to spend it or save it, or, as a kid, you gonna
Even when
spend
you
it.
save it, you saving it to spend later.
Yeah, so, you know what I'm saying? It's the memories that will never leave. I remember, the training in my local neighborhood, you know what I'm saying, versus going to like a big corporation. You just another number. You need a job, but, there was no life skills that came out of that, you know what I'm saying? But my first job was in my neighborhood.
My first job was in my neighborhood too. I'm dating myself, but I used to work at Arbor Drugs before it was CVS.
Yep.
But like I literally, when I turned old enough to ride a bike, or old enough to get a job, I rode my bike and filled out applications everywhere I could. So I rode my bike to work, but it was in my neighborhood. And I just think it's a underrated blessing to have businesses in their neighborhood that can actually be that start for somebody as well.
Yeah. I'm doing my absolute best to, I don't want to use the word compete, because that ain't really what I'm on with, competing with, let's say, a Walmart or Whole Foods or Kroger, Meyer. But I want to be able to provide an advantage that those businesses or enterprises cannot provide. And it's that type of like TLC in the neighborhood.
Yeah.
Kroger, they gonna outprice me 9 times out of 10, you know what I'm saying? Because they the big corporation. But it's the love that you come here. I want you to come here and feel it's my neighborhood, you know what I'm saying? I'm here at the crib working versus going there. And I think that I can provide that advantage, and that's what's gonna keep me solving, you know what I'm saying, in this situation. So again, it's a blessing.
Yeah, man. I mean, there are a lot of different people who around the city who got different products, food products or whatnot, who can more than likely get in contact with you quicker than they can get in Kroger.
Yep, and many of them are already in here, you know what I'm
And they
saying?
can provide, and like, listen, it's been in neighborhood grocery for X amount of years, months, whatever. This is like, I can get some data from a grocery store that's open, sales data, legitimate data, and then take it to a bigger box and not remove it, but expand and grow.
Yeah, and I really want to be that in that space too. Again, this is school, so I don't want. It's cool to have a Hershey's and, because that you need that type of stuff. That's the name brand. That's the familiar product that you might grew up with as a child, and the consistency of quality is there. But it's somebody stay right down the street that can provide a candy bar that's similar, you know what I'm saying? And all they need is an
Less
opportunity.
ingredients.
Yeah, all they need is an opportunity to grow, make mistakes, fall forward, and we can do that here, you know what I'm saying? Like, I want to be that type of business where I can help, that person down the street that make that candy bar, 5, 6 years later, man, I started neighborhood grocery. Now I'm in 9,000 stores all across the world. You know what I'm saying? Like, that make me feel good. I'm doing it now in ways in the city where, you know, I done helped out so many people in so many ways. I be forgetting sometimes. But, you know, now it's time to up the ante on that, you know what I'm saying? Like, how many $1 million businesses can I be a part of building other than my own, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, that's the real challenge that I want to tackle is, you know, just building moguls out here in these streets, you know what I'm saying? I really want that. So we gonna be all right here. I want others to be okay too.
So how do you go about getting vendors and like food products in the store? Is that somebody who reaches out to you? Do you reach out to them? Is there like a site to go to and say, I just want all these things? How does that process
A
work?
combination of all of it. When it comes to like local people, is either I reach out, they reach out. You know, social media, that's where it's powerful. You know what I'm saying? I'm a DM away, emails, stuff like that. You got trade shows you can go to, events where you at, and you know, you go to the auto show, and it's somebody that might have seen me online. Oh, I got a veggie burger that, you know, might fit your space. You know what I mean? So just being outside and active with pushing this project, I just got a different type of surplus of access to people, and they also got it with me. So, but then you also got big distributors that got, you know, name brand products, but also local stuff too. So you work with them. They reach out sometimes. You reach out to them. It's a combination of all of that happening on every scale, whether it's, you know, local, hyper local, you know, mid-size, mid-scale distribution
Yeah.
or big distribution. You know what I'm saying? So it's a ball of it happening at once, and you know, that's what's gonna keep the store stocked.
Has any major brands reached out and supplied? I seen some Fago in here and stuff
Yeah.
like that. Or
Yep, Fago. You know what I'm saying? Fago started a relationship with Better Made, all local stuff, you know what I'm saying? But they're big companies.
yeah,
They're local but big, you know what I mean?
local in proximity, but
Yeah, but you know, big as far as, you know, the volume that they can provide, the consistency of that, and it's the revenue that they bring in. You know, Fago, Better Made, they hiring thousands of people in the state. You know what I'm saying? And they're distributing either region or nationally. So you know what I mean? Those companies have reached out, and we're starting to build stuff. You know, the Better Made guy just left. You know what I mean? So that's a result of, again, me being out here and me wanting, you know what I'm saying? So they reached out. We got some semi-exclusive stuff going on. So those are two that I can think of off the top of my head. It may be a few more that I'm missing, but those two that I can think of is the most of note.
all right. So we standing in front of our. Now I'll be honest with you, man. Me growing up on Joe Road and Evergreen, my local store was a gas station. And when I go into the gas station, like specifically, this is the area that I came through. These Calypsos, amazing. And of course, Fago, Everfresh, like it's big on my childhood. So how important, or if it wasn't important, that some of these brands be in the store.
Yeah, man, unbelievable. Well, I did not know that Fago owned all of these brands, and it is a direct connection to my childhood as well. So, as it stands, this is gonna be the only, you know, like carbonated beverage company stock in the store to start. You know what I'm saying? Like Fago is really the one right now. It's something that I can relate to in my childhood and adult years. You know what I'm saying? You go to the cookouts, barbecues that your family puts together. Our family always get, you know what I'm saying, Fago stuff. So, you know what I'm saying? I want that same type of vibe and feeling that I had growing up, because I had the same feeling in the vibe that you
I
had
never
growing up.
knew that they own Calypso and Everfresh.
They own Calypso, Everfresh, LaCroix, the LaCroix water, um, Clear Fruit. They own Clear Fruit as well, and Rip It.
Never
So,
knew.
yep, this
I'm
is
pretty sure it's on a bottle somewhere.
yeah,
But
but this is 100%. This is a Fago cooler. So all of their products is in this cooler. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, childhood stuff is childhood for me as well.
yeah. And as you go down or to the right, he's gonna have, or to the left, your meat and seafood,
Yep,
dairy, and got
yep.
the cooler set up.
Yep. Well, they'll be stocked later on this week. You know what I'm saying? I want to buy it now and it's spoiled. So, you know what I'm saying? We working on that. The only thing that's going to be a little bit pricey in this store, I got to admit up front, is going to be our meat section. You know what I'm saying? I want to make sure that while stuff is pre-packaged and all of that, that is of the highest quality. You know what I'm saying? You can eat meat. You know, I don't push veganism on people. You know what I'm saying? I'm more of a plant-based guy, but when I do eat meat, I want it to be, you know what I'm saying, high quality stuff. So, you know, you can't get high quality for cheap. So this is gonna be a little bit pricey, or pricier than what you may get out of a Kroger or Meyer or whatever, but I guarantee you it's gonna be worth it. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna have the cuts that, you know what I'm saying, a lot of those stores won't even have. You know what I mean? We're gonna make sure we got it here. We in the condiment section right now. First of all, I want to say this is very, very black over here. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of black-owned brands. Many of them are local. But right now we're looking at our spices. Strategically, I'm placing that right in front of what you're standing at is the meat counter, because you need to season the meat. You know what I mean? So we got spices, different ingredients that you can make rubs with, sauces. And then also like our dry staple stuff over here as well, you know what I'm saying? Jiffy mix, other self-rising mixes of, you know, baking soda, sugar, whatever,
So
coffee as well.
If I come down this aisle, this Sunday dinner for sure.
For sure, you know what I'm saying? This definitely will get it done. And also get it done on, you know, you want to make a salad or something, man, you got your dressings and all of that too to make something fast. But nonetheless, this how you going to get it in this section over here. On the other side, which ain't really stocked out yet, is our snacks, you know what I'm saying? Potato chips, popcorn, and other little stuff. So this is not a healthy store. It's a store that prioritizes health. So we sell everything, but, you know what I'm saying, we are doing what we can to incentivize our customers making healthier food decisions.
Now, where are we standing in front of now? We got men's health, women's health over
Yeah, this is the
here?
health and beauty section. I'm going to section it off, women's and men's health on these sides here respectively. The end caps in the front is going to be like, well, not what's going to be, you got supplements and different health things going on there. And then we got like our soaps and lotions, shampoos,
Body
dental
wash.
care, oral care, whatever, over on this side, on this end cap. So it's the health and beauty section to kind of complement the push for better health.
Man, I don't know what this is. It look fancy though.
Bath salts, yeah. You know what I'm saying? Something you throw in the bathtub to, you know what I'm saying, detox your skin or, you know, change your mood. You know, we that's where, again, like, it's not a health store. We just prioritize health. So, you know, this is a local brand. You know, I would love for this guy, you know, very, very knowledgeable of herbs and all that stuff to pull up and, you know what I'm saying, educate, you know what I'm saying, our customers on the benefits of, you know, bath salts and different types of teas and herbs and stuff like that. I want to be that type of store to educate, you know what I'm saying, on what you can do at the crib. You know what I'm saying? You your own doctor anyway, so this is giving you more doctoring tips while you at the crib and how you can be healthier. So this is going to be this section here, man. One of my favorite sections to build out and still building it out, but, you know, I'm definitely looking forward to getting feedback on the stuff we got here, man. All these soaps are, you know, organic or, you know, animal harmless, free, plant-based to a sort. You know, all the stuff healthy. I use it at the crib. You know, real good brands and products here that I hope to, you know what I'm saying, introduce it to the neighborhood.
Man, that's extremely dope, man. And like I'm just happy and proud that I've, from the outside, seen something grow from the very infancy to our grand opening in, you know, a couple of days. When is the grand opening?
Sunday, October the 8th, is the grand opening of, well, the soft opening. It ain't the grand opening, the soft opening, a neighborhood grocery. Still planning out that grand opening.
Yeah.
You know, they want the ribbon cutting and all that cute stuff. I didn't want to do it, but we gonna do it. You know, we deserve to celebrate everybody that done put in some type of, you know, blood, sweat, tears, and years in this. You know what I'm saying? We gotta celebrate this. So October the 8th, we'll be soft opening the neighborhood grocery store here on Manistee, the Jefferson Thomas neighborhood. And, you know, from day one of that store opening, looking for another one. And, you know, we're going to do it in another neighborhood. And
Come on to the west side.
Gotta go to the west. Gotta come to the west, you know what I'm saying? And build, really what I'm trying to cook up now is something that, you know, I'm going to keep my lips tight on, but, you know, the play is already in motion. You just gotta, you know, pull my chair up and eat at that table once it's finally set with everything. So
Man, I'm so happy, dog, and I'm gonna be taking my trek from the west over here to come and get my groceries, and you should too. We gotta support neighborhood groceries because it's not just about this neighborhood; it helps all neighborhoods.
absolutely, absolutely.
Um,
And before we end, like I always thank the Shop Talk platform for what it has done for me. I always say this, y'all have no idea, but I don't think y'all really have an idea of you and Dame have provided me space um, that money couldn't buy. You know what I'm saying? The exposure that I've gotten from the blue and the black um, is one of the reasons that this continued during, we all had it rough during the pandemic where stuff just stopped. If I didn't have the blue and the black and a platform to speak and be myself, you know what I'm saying, be honest and all of that, like we wouldn't have as a, you know, company continued in the way that we have. So I'm always gonna be thankful for y'all as my brothers to help me, you know what I'm saying, realize this dream through the microphones that y'all got, man, and that
man,
space y'all got, you know what I mean? So it's a beautiful thing, and I, you know, gotta come back, you know what I'm saying?
man, it means a lot, man. You know, you family of the show. It's an open door whenever you're involved, man. It's an open door, and I appreciate you being the very first guest on another conversation.
There we go.
Peace.